Yo, what's going on, everybody? Today I'll be going over Jiaoqiu's kit, but for dummies. I'll be going over his kit in brief detail. I'm not going over the numbers and all that, since from the looks of it, it does seem like he can definitely be pretty good even without numbers. But I'll also be going over some potential team comps that he could work with. I do definitely see some team comps where he can shine very well and do what he is meant to do very well. Now Jiaoqiu is a 5-star. He's fire, nihility. Of course, since he's very good, but since he's a 5-star, whether you go for him or not is a very big investment, and you definitely want to be careful before you pull for him, unless you just like the way he looks and you don't care what it is that he does. In that case, I wish you the best of luck in your pulls. But for the people still watching this who care about meta, right? You care about the damage, you care about supports and all that stuff. I'll just be going over his kit for now, right? His basic attack just, it does fire damage. Every character has a basic attack that it's in the name, it's just a regular basic attack. But his skill does his skill's kind of like a destruction characters, it's like you do damage to with the main target, and then it does blast damage, but the main target actually has a chance to inflict a debuff called Ashen Roast. But from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like he'll be benefiting too much from his skill, as a lot of his, I guess, kit, or a lot of where he shines come from his ult, where his ult makes it so that all enemies will have the highest number of Ashen Roast stacks. All enemies, regardless as to however many stacks they have beforehand or how many there are. And it also makes like this, this like burning field, or like this hot pot, like some Haidilao hot pot type shit. But it just makes like this big field. This is really where he starts to shine. And you can keep on adding stacks of Ashen Roast with that field, keep on debuffing the enemy, and that's pretty good, so he could potentially be a sub DPS. Maybe you want to invest a little bit of damage into him, but for the most part, he's a debuffer and he does damage over time. But he could actually work very well with Acheron, since, well, one, Acheron has that talent where she can only shine if she has 2 nihility units apart from herself on the team, and so Jiaoqiu here can take up one of those nihility slots. But also, he does his damage over time that repeatedly just debuffs over and over and over again. And so, Acheron, in case you don't know, gains 1 stack of the little flower petal every single time an enemy is debuffed. So, that essentially means that, of course, the debuffs will make it so that Acheron does more damage overall, but at the same time, it also means that Acheron will get her ult faster, and a lot of her damage does very much come from her ult, so theoretically, you could run Acheron, Jiaoqiu, either Silverwolf or Pela, very situational, and Aventurine, and you'll have a very solid team comp right there. Jiaoqiu can probably work fine without Acheron. You can still, you don't need like another nihility unit. You could probably run her or run him with like Jingler or whatever. You can still get the debuffs going, but ideally Jiaoqiu does seem to be a very, very, very good unit for Acheron. I feel like this may be the best support character we have had so far with Acheron, right? You're getting more damage overall for Acheron with this unit on the team, and they're also allowing her to get more stacks overall. So, but it doesn't end there, since Jiaoqiu also has a talent where every single time he hits an enemy, he adds another stack of Ashen Roast, which, of course, like I said earlier, Ashen Roast is the debuff in question. So just by using his basic attack, you're already getting 1 more stack of the flower petal for Acheron's ultimate. So he could be a very skill point friendly unit. You don't even have to use his skill, it seems like. Again, I could be wrong on that, but from the looks of it, it does very much seem like that is the case. And of course, Eidolons, very, very, very extra, completely unnecessary. Eidolons only unlock like 30-40% of a character's true potential in many cases, for 5 stars at least. I'm not talking 4 stars. But case in point, Jiaoqiu is all about doing damage over time while also debuffing the enemies with said debuffs. So of course, just by himself, he already is a very solid unit, but it does seem like I said before, that he will be the best in slot support for Acheron. Again, I could be wrong on it. Don't quote me on that. You know, this video is meant to appeal to everyone. That's why I put dummies in the title. That's me, bro. I'm a little bit of a dummy myself, but from the looks of it, it does seem like he's very Acheron oriented. So, you know, if you have Acheron and she's like your waifu or your main DPS, or you use her all the time in MOC, then I would highly recommend you keep an eye out for this Jiaoqiu unit, who is coming out in just a couple of days. Of course, you know, you should take a full look at the kit yourself when Jiaoqiu does come to the game. But, you know, be very wary if you want to go for this unit or not. Going for a 5-star, especially if you're free to play, is a very heavy investment. Even more so if you're going for the light cone. So, you know, yeah, but just be careful, man. Alright, be careful. But I'm gonna end this one off here. You know, if you're going for Jiaoqiu, I wish you the best of luck. I personally, I don't use Acheron that much. You know, maybe I might start using her more if I do pick up Jiaoqiu, if I decide to go for him myself. I do think that he'll be a very solid unit for Acheron. He could work fine, just, you know, even without Acheron, but still very Acheron focused. But yeah, I'm gonna end this one off here. I'll see you if you're going for Jiaoqiu. I wish you the best of luck, but I'm gonna end it here. Good night. I don't know why I said good night. It's 5 p.m.